But to your point, 230 doesn't. We spent 10 minutes talking about it not covering return prep. So in a world of representation, what is the IRS's, what are they proposing to do that's different, whatever, as it relates to an error for omission if I'm in a representation position? What is this proposed reg going to change or do that we need to be aware of? Even though I think we would apply it to prep, that's not what 230 is talking about.
The struggle then in the new knowledge of error or omission again, and I just think it's intertwined with rep versus prep. But what IRS is saying here, if we see something in error on the return, we need to disclose it to client, and then client needs to change the return, right? It would also then require practitioners to share with IRS. 1021 requires practitioners to advise a client of any non-compliance. And then the thing that it causes such agita is this whole notion that I have to rat out my client.
Because that has been a real question in the past, is I become aware of something, I tell my client, am I supposed to declare to the IRS what I have discovered? And what I'm hearing you say is they're proposing that in that case, I'm required to tell the IRS what I found. Am I saying this correctly?
That has been my read of this, that if the client doesn't fix the return, that the practitioner needs to disclose this to IRS. And I struggle with that. At least, again, that's been my take and the take of others.
Then what if the client says, I'm going to go down the street and get somebody else to do it? Now we're policing whether it gets done correctly, gets done timely, gets done, I don't.
Yeah, that puts us in I'm not going to lie, but I just don't know how it almost discourages.
In the real world, how does it work?
You're almost better off to be not represented and see if the IRS can catch it. I mean, because if you go to a really good person and they catch a lot of stuff and they have to turn you in, you'd have been better off to do it yourself and see if the IRS could catch it. Because it's always been tough. In terms of what you should disclose and not disclose, but to make it a requirement, or you could fine me or disbar me or whatever the penalties are if I don't turn in my client unless they refuse to. I don't know. I can see both sides, but it's going to make it tough on the practitioners.